Hey friends, it's Wolf here, and in today's video I want to build a little dating helper with you with a simple n8n workflow. So we will be able to extract profile information and queue information for dating apps like Tinder. And I can show you how this works. We already know the full queue of this Tinder profile match. So I know that after Grace comes Kennedy, and after Kennedy comes Trinity, and after Trinity comes Josie, Rachel, Phoebe, and now after Phoebe comes Sarah, and she said she's new to NOLA. She's new to NOLA. And after Sarah comes Lynn, and after Lynn comes Alexia. Oh, hold up, what's happening now? So we run into a little challenge now, which is because I just made this account. But this doesn't matter because the point of this video is to show you guys that we can work with the Tinder API, and this is an account I made like 2 minutes ago with mock data, but you can actually use this on your own real account, and we will build this together, and then we will, build a simple n8n workflow here that is capable of extracting all these information. Okay. So I would say without further ado, let's get started here and let's build this together. Okay, guys. So we will be building a simple workflow here, which connects to the Tinder API, which is unofficial. So you guys know I like to reverse engineer APIs. So yeah, I'm sorry for that, but we will do that today. And we will extract the profile info and pick. We will extract our likes. We will also get queue info about the people that we are about to swipe. And the cool thing about that is that you can actually see all the people that are about to be on your radar in your queue. And you can pretty much already have an AI analyze the profiles before you swipe them, so you can save your positive swipes, right? Pretty much. And then we can also update our bio programmatically, okay? So this is pretty cool. If you want to have a simple agent that runs in the background maybe, and when you go to sleep, you will just have the agent analyze all the profiles and have some dates for you, pretty much, right? So we will do that by setting up a new profile here. Now, actually, you would want to use your own account. So you want to, log into your account, extract the auth token, and then we use that to authenticate our API requests, right? Now, in my case, I'm using a spoofed profile pretty much. So, I use spoofed data like spoofed mails, phone numbers, and so forth, and also a pretty low quality proxy to position myself in a US location. So, right, we may get a challenge on the account, but if you use your real account, nothing will happen, But yeah, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to make a brand new account now. Okay. So we will say, hold up, we got to say create account. And now we will say login with a phone number. And now we will use a phone number. You can just, use your real phone number. I'm assuming you might already have Tinder, so you can just log into your existing account with whatever authentication you have, whether it's Facebook, Gmail, or phone. I'll use this one here. And then I put something like Wolf, Sophie at gmail.com, and we will call the account Sophie. Now let's say next. I agree. Now we will call this account Sophie. We will just put some information like that. Now I will set both genders to woman. Well, actually, I think either way we will face problems. So I might just say something like, I just say man looking for woman. Doesn't really matter. Let's say still figuring out here. Now let's put some images. We can go to documents. I hope I don't have to blur too much here, but it's kind of some projects that I don't really want to tease yet, perhaps, So let's just do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Actually, I'll say woman because otherwise it's too sus, I think. And then we can pretty much continue. I really hope the account won't get banned, but it's just for the video. So yeah, it's whatever. So let's allow that and allow this time, and we can miss out on here. Okay. Now let's be quick so we don't mess it up too much. Okay. Now you just want to go to inspect. You want to find your auth token. Okay. So you want to go to application. You want to go to local storage. You want to go to the Tinder one, and you want to copy this auth token here, the Tinder web API token. Okay. Now I really hope the account won't get banned. It might just get, but it's, it could happen. It's fine. And now we will start, and we will start with simple HTTP codes. Okay. So we will start here and we have simple HTTP requests. Now, the auth token will work for lots of accounts, so we can set up a header auth for that, okay? So you can go to the generic credential type here, and instead of pasting the auth token every single time for every request, we can just say we want to set up a new header auth, a new one. I've already made one, and we call this Tinder account 2 or something. And now you got to call this X auth token with the dashes because this is the header name. And now we paste the token here and we save it. Okay. So this is pretty much header auth. It's the same as if I would say X auth token, put this here, you know, but we don't need to do this every single time. So that's why we have the generic auth. Okay. It just saves time and we want to be efficient with every workflow we build. We want to have the highest efficiency. Now, we will have, hold up. Before we do the header, we want to have some query parameters. Okay. So the locale is going to be en, and now the name is going to have include user because we want to include user information about our profile, right? Now, I hope the account will survive. The problem is we will send these requests from a different IP, namely the IP of our n8n VPS, right? We do have our own self-hosted n8n here on the VPS on my domain. If you guys wanna know how that works, then check out the video that is linked in the description. I've made a pretty cool tutorial about how you can do that even for free, host your n8n for free on your own VPS. And yeah, that's pretty cool. But it will have the n8, like the VPS IP, and we have a different IP on our proxy, which we created the profile from. So this may cause issues. Normally, you know, on a real account with a high trust score, that wouldn't be any problem. Now we do have the application JSON accept header here, just like, you know, most of the times. And now this will be a get profile and it'll be on the api.gotinder.com v2 profile. And I think this should pretty much be it. Now we can call this get profile. And if everything works, that should be working unless our account is already flagged. Now we can do one more thing though. Well, I can show you that in the next step pretty much. So don't forget to save occasionally. Okay. Now we can do a quick check. Yeah, the account is already. Okay, friends. So I just completed the puzzle. Let's see if we redirect. I hope so. The problem is no, we have another puzzle. Okay. Now the problem is I've also had some internet problems here, so I think that's really messing with it. I was vibe coding in Cursor and Cloud Code, and that was kind of messing with it, you know. I've had some, like, a lot of problems there. So I think we can just make a new account probably. So let's just quickly make a new account, I guess, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so we will just, it's going to be on the new IP. So yeah, it's not going to be the best, but let's just try. Maybe it'll, oh, what's happening here? Maybe that'll work. And, I think it definitely has to do with my internet. All right, guys. So yeah, that was, well, that was the new profile. Let's see. Now we say create account. This may, you know, be a little tricky, but yeah, the phone numbers are probably flagged at this point. So we got to be a little careful here. And I think it's also my connection kind of. So let's see. We will just try to make a new account super quickly to show you guys, you know, how it works. But I think this is definitely has to do with either the weak proxy or a problem on my end. Let's just copy this quickly. And let's see. So let's say wolflauren21@gmail.com. Next. And now we just quickly make a profile. I mean, profiles on the browser are very low trust score either way, so it's kind of tricky, you know. But yeah, new friends. Let me just quickly do some uploads here. Yep, it should be. Yeah, I think the problem is definitely my net, but let's see. I think these should be fine. Now we will just be super quick about it for you guys to see what's going on, okay? Now, again, with the real account, this is so much easier. You just grab your token and then you can do everything because it has a much higher trust score and it has real data. Like this is obviously just pretty much unspoofed mock data. And so I think we will be hit with the new verification here super soon. but maybe we can still have a few calls before that happens. Okay, so we go to application, local storage, we grab this token here, we go to our workflow, we quickly update this like that. Well, maybe what we want to do is, hold up, maybe that could help. Maybe it could be useful to also grab a user agent. That could be good. So let's quickly do that. Let's also grab this user agent here and hope it'll survive for a tiny bit. And now we test the workflow. Here we go. So now we have all the profile data. Now let me quickly build the other things before we analyze everything. Okay. So now we make another call and then I will explain everything in detail. You know, I'm sorry we have a tiny bit of pressure here, but yeah. Now you can drag this in. This is your profile pic. And voila, here you have your pic. So we just call this get profile pic. Now we will first build all the API calls, guys, and then we will just copy this one here and then I'll explain everything, okay? So we do have the auth here. Now we will go here. This will be the fast match count. We don't really need any query parameters. We can have this. Let's see. It's already dead, I think. Yep, it's already dead. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry we have these problems here. It's really, you know, you kind of need a more stable account, but I'm still going to show you how it would work and then you can use it for yourself. Okay. So this is going to be the get likes, right? And, this will return the likes. I think the problem is also the IP and very weak phone numbers because it's just temp numbers. So, you know, that's not best, but let's look at our, wait, we don't have the profile data. Hold up. Let's look at our profile data here that we have. And I can show you guys how this works, okay? So we do get a lot of profile data from our profile here. And that is our user ID on the Tinder backend. That is our age filter that we have. That is the birth date that we have, which, you know, is here like year based. The creation date, which is very sus, obviously. Also, like on the browser, it's very sus. We should match a couple more of the headers and all of that, but it's fine. Now, this one is based in Louisiana. It's a US account and we do have some interesting thingies like the gender here is integer based. So 1 means female. Now we also have specific IDs here. We also have the gender filter, the one we are looking for. We have our name, which is Lauren. We have some Booleans. If we show the gender on profile, for instance, we just have a lot, you know, we have all the Tinder processed images, from our profile. We also have some information about the faces that Tinder analyzed. So Tinder does a lot of image analysis. They have this AI called Bullseye, which they use for the pic analysis and quite some more information. Okay. So let's go down a little bit here. You would have a lot more profile info here, such as you're interested in genders, which is actually the main thing what you're interested in, which means female. The one is female. You have your phone ID, which is one of my, you know, temp US numbers. By the way I created these accounts is also with a phone agent. So it's an agent that lets you obtain random numbers and then you get the SMS verification from that, right? Also API based. If you guys want to know how that works, let me know in the comments. I can also make a tutorial on that, how to build an n8n agent that gives you these numbers and then also the SMS codes, obviously, which you can use for various services. And yeah, you could have your badges here, your school, your hobbies. You have lat and longitude here. You could have a lot here, right? You could have a lot here, right? And we can also do a super quick check here. For example, if we go to a lat long checker, let's see. And now we can check this, the latitude and the longitude. And let's find the place. Oh, hold up. What is going on? I think we got to do a reverse search. So let's do this one, I guess. Now let's find this one here. Just to confirm that our GPS is also spoofed. All the ads, come on, get the address. And here we are. So where are we actually? Well, we're still in the US. We're just a tiny bit off, but it's pretty fine. We are pretty much in Louisiana, so that's where we want to be. So this is just an additional check. And also pretty cool map design. I love the macOS fonts. But yeah, so everything is working. Everything is properly spoofed. So this is also interesting. But now this is more like about a smart dating helper that you could use for your own, you know, use cases on your own profiles pretty much. Now, I'm going to explain you the other endpoints that we could use, and then, you know, I can't really show it on these accounts unless maybe I will do the refresh. Maybe that'll work, or we just make a new account. We could also make one more account and just test that. Maybe we will do that and just execute everything super quickly. I guess we could even do that, you know, so, but before we do that, let me build the new endpoints. So we will quickly copy this one here. Again, guys, you know, if you find this interesting, I could also make some more detailed videos on that matter, and then, you know, use some more aged accounts and all of that. I obviously don't want to use my own personal account, but yeah. So we will need some query parameters here, which is going to be the locale again. If you guys are interested in that, this is just like a super quick teaser about what is possible, but this goes way more in depth if you really want to. So then if this is interesting, let me know in the comments or in the school community also, right? So also here, I will post everything here in our YouTube resources. We are more than 500 people already. And this is a great, you know, place to interact with people and to engage about different topics and all of that. So I'll also post the full workflows here, so you can just download it and have everything set up, right? And yeah, if you guys want to check that out, feel free to join. Link is also in the bio, okay? So yeah, now let's see. We can leave this as it is pretty much, and that should be fine. And now we call this getQ, right? And we will execute this on a third account because we ran into these issues, unfortunately. I should have probably used like a phone made account. That would have worked a lot better, but it's okay. Now let's just prepare these nodes, because I've already worked on them before, and then I will run them with a new account, okay? Because the browser accounts have a very low trust score, unfortunately. And then Tinder has gotten pretty good at like bot detection, you know? So yeah, they're doing a good job at catching me, I guess. Now we will just continue setting all this up here, get profiles. I've already prepared all of this for you guys. So, well, actually, you know, I could also show you some data. I think I'm going to do that and show you some data, how that would look like on some previous executions. Okay. Maybe I can just do that. I hope I can find them. And also the update bio, we can definitely also do that. Yeah, maybe this is a good idea. I will prepare everything here, and then I will show you the previous executions, how we've done it before, okay? And how you could do all of this, you know. Now this will be a post. And this will be on the profile user endpoint. Again, I will also put everything here for you guys, in the school community. So if you guys want to check that out, you know, feel free to check it out. And we will also need a body here. Obviously, we need a payload with our post call. So this can just be JSON. And this is the bio. Oh, sub to wolf AI dev. Yeah, I'd be happy if you guys do that. This will be an expression. You could also just use the fields and have this bio and then, you know, sub to wolf AI dev. This would lead to the same, but I kind of like to work with the JSON directly, you know, just like in vibe coding everywhere. Okay, so that should be it. So I know I'm building these kind of quickly, you know, but I can explain them again in detail if you'd like to. So pretty much, you know, we are sending a post request to the profile user endpoint with our predefined generic auth, which is, again, as I said, it's pretty much the same as if we would just say X auth token and then you put your token here, right? This is exactly the same. It's really just that, you know, we want to save some time and be efficient about that, okay? Now, this would be that workflow, okay? And now let me go back. Let me just do a quick check for you guys. Okay. I'll do a quick check here and I hope I can find that. So we go to our profile here and I will go to my video prep agent here, which I've already built. Yeah, my internet is I'm not sure what's going on. It's a tiny bit laggy right now. So let's see. So we do have some executions here, or don't we? I think executions. Okay, we do. All right. Yeah, I was testing a lot here. Now let me just go back to some old executions, see what that was to show you guys. Definitely something is off, and I don't think it's the VPS. I think it's actually my internet, even though I do have I should have a pretty good connection. Let's do a quick check. Oh yeah, we do have some problems, definitely. This should definitely be like 1,000. Like typically I have a gigabit download. So something is definitely off. Typically this is like 12 times faster. So yeah, something is definitely off. That's kind of a problem, but that's fine. Anyways, so we've seen the profile pic already. Let me show you guys how the likes would look like. The likes would look like this, okay? So you would get a simple response here, which is called count, pretty much data count, and this would display the likes. Obviously, this is 0. It was a brand new account, right? So this is how you can retrieve your likes if people have liked your profile. Now let's find some other executions here, how this agent will look like on other endpoints. We also have the likes here. I think we also have a queue at the different, yep, this looks perfect. We have everything here. So we do have a full profile information here. This was from a profile called Max. I think we still have the image. Exactly. We have the image here. We have the likes here, which is the count 0 on the new profile. Then we also have the queue here, which gets pretty big. You know, we have a lot of queue data here. This JSON is incredibly long. So if you want to like copy paste it, be very careful. It pretty much beats all common like LLM limits. So you gotta be kind of careful with the context window because it's very long. What you should do is you should work your way through it with some custom code now, which only takes like a second. And this is pretty much the exact same code that I've built here, right? So these are the exact same nodes. This is the same we've built. So it's the get queue now, and then we get the names and we get the profiles, right? So we have the get queue here now, and then we get the names, right? So this will return an array of our names, and this is from like the next 10, 15 profiles in the queue in the exact same order. So if you swipe, you will have this order, like first comes Cassidy, then you swipe comes Maggie, and then you already know in 3 swipes you will have Caitlin, and then in 3 swipes you will have Brooke, and so forth, right? Carrie, Jaylene, Bella, Becca, and so forth, right? So this is in order, sequential order pretty much. And then here you have some more information because you save the name, the bio, and the user ID here. So you also fetch the bio. Unless they don't have a bio, then it's empty. But for example, here you see, you know, Chicago, I'm a nice person. Here you see aspiring chef. My daughter is my world. The most fun ever. Future lawyer. Yeppa, hi, and so forth, right? So you can get a lot of profile information. You could also fetch much more. You can fetch pretty much anything you find here in this JSON. You will just add it to the custom code. It's pretty easy. And otherwise you can just ask GPT how to do that. So for example, if you want to add, you know, something more, you can just add it here, and you can also ask GPT how to help you with that, or Gemini, or any of the leading models, right? So yeah, this is pretty much that. Then for the bio, you know, I think I do not have a bio execution here, but it's really exactly the same as we built it, right? So you would just put anything here, and then you just execute the step on your auth token, and then it will update the bio, and you can also verify that, okay? And this is pretty much it for like the first simple teaser. I'm not sure if you guys like this topic. If you guys do, let me know in the comments. I can build much more comprehensive and complex workflows with that. We could build full AI dating helpers that, you know, put all your like queue or leads, pretty much. Sounds kind of weird, but like, you know what I mean? Puts everything into like an Airtable or Google Sheets or something. I've even built something here for that, as you guys can see, to split out items and then to put it into a full Airtable record table. I've had, by the way, if you guys know, like if you guys have seen that, I do have a Tinder video on the channel already where I also show the Airtable integration, but unfortunately I had the microphone issue with that, so it has no audio, right? So yeah, this is why I'm redoing this tutorial today with the full voiceover. And this is pretty much how you can do all of that. Okay, guys? So yeah, I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions or run into any issues, feel free to leave a comment. Don't forget to join the free school community. It's completely free. We do have lots of guides and tutorials here on tons of videos. I also share the full JSON workflow, so you can just download everything you see here, everything we've built. You can just download with one click, and then you can just go here, import from file, and you have everything here within a second, right? And all these resources will be here in the school community. So definitely check that out. Okay. Yeah, other than that, let's do a quick recap what we've done. So this is just like a simple test workflow, obviously, but it is fully functional. So we do have the get profile here. This pretty much returns information about our Tinder profile. We are using for all these calls, we are using a generic header auth type. So you want to go to header auth here, and then you want to have a new credential. And very important, just like here, you have it called XAuth token with the dashes, and then you put your token here, which you can retrieve from the local storage from your browser, right? There are also ways to retrieve this on the phone. You could have an n8n attack, kind of like a man in the middle proxy. There are a lot of tools to achieve that. I could show you guys how to do that. Or you could also do, well, you sometimes need custom certificates for that, for the SSL encryption, but you can also do all of that. It's like everything is possible in tech. Or if you have a jailbroken device, for example, if you have a jailbroken iPhone, you can directly sniff the network requests on the phone. So for social media, I do have a little phone farm here in my office. So like, I'm not even sure, like 10, 15 phones, something like that. And I think half of them are jailbroken. So we can like clone apps. You can have like 10, 20 Instagram, TikTok, all of that. All of that good stuff for like phone farms and for like video production and video farms. This is for like the more complex workflows, but we've also built, well, I've also built and will be doing videos on that for like full n8n video farms. So you have like full AI video production and all of that. But that's a different topic. Let me know what you guys want to see next. You can comment anything. We can reverse engineer any API, any tool, any app. I'm always up for a challenge, and this is pretty much the pretty simple entry teaser into what is possible for a Tinder dating helper, but this can be way more complex. Like this could be like 20 times as big. For now, we have the get profile. We download our profile pic. We can get our likes count. We can get our full queue, which is like 10, 15 people. Then you can refresh it, and we can filter by names or profile data. And we can also update our bio. Okay. So that's pretty much for the first little tutorial on this, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like this. Feel free to, join the community. I'd love to welcome you here. You find all the workflows, everything here with the full file, so you can copy it within a second. And without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you there. Peace.